doing a little bit of a portrait, so that's the way he's going to.
I've lived here in this area for all my life, except 1 year. All my life I've been in Garden East. This is a breakfast table, and after everybody leaves, this is the work I'm doing all day long. And we used to even cycle here, and you could hear the lions roar near the Gandhi Garden. My work has varied. I mean, this kind of thing I'm doing for the last, say, 1 year, just sitting here, or going out, of course, also. But what I used to do normally for years, I was sitting in that place, or places just like that. This is so light, you can take it on top of a mountain. It's useful in calamities, when you have disasters, for disaster management. Have a house put up in just 1 hour. There's not an element of cement. There is no cement in this. Nothing happens to the blocks. This again is cardboard covered with Panaflex. Now you can have a ceiling, a roof for just 1,500 rupees. Can you imagine? This is a nexus between environment and economy. We take both of them along. Kachra do sona lo. That's how we became famous in the city. And what put me on that track was 3 cesarean births of my children. I mean, this was personal, a very difficult period of my life when I was in hospital. Doctors would say, we have no cure for you. I was in such a hopeless situation that I would just cry out to God, help me. I started thinking that I have been asking God to help me, and what have I done in return for Him? My neighbors were all after me that I should solve the garbage problem because I had solved one of the other problems. Some of the smoke is so bad. I mean, most of the times it's not just leaves, it's shopping bags which give out a terrible smell, which is very toxic. This is what happens every day, day in and day out. Because I used to feel most frustrated. You can't imagine not being able to open your window, not being able to breathe fresh air. I used to think this was terrible. Nothing could be worse than that.
One of the defining characteristics of this pungent aroma is its historical association with romance, opulence, and love. Revered poets such as the timeless Mirza Ghalib are said to have sprinkled ittar before meeting their beloved. The Ain-e-Akbari makes mention of the Emperor Akbar's love for the fragrance Rooh Gulab. Akbar's son, Jahangir, writes in his memoirs about a new kind of perfume prepared from rose petals by Nur Jahan's mother, who called it Itre Jahangir. Jahangir writes, "It is of such strength and perfume that if one drop be rubbed on the palm of the hand, it scents a whole assembly, and it appears as if many rosebuds had bloomed at once." If commanded by those hypnotic eyes, even the mirror will parrot the words. Your face would bring permanence to every spring. What is there but your eyes to see in the world anyway? Kohl, derived from the Arabic word kahul, is a mixture of soot and other ingredients, used from times as far back as the Bronze Age by Asian as well as Egyptian women. Although the recipes for this subtle, jet-colored substance have varied through the ages, kohl is essentially made of ground lead sulfide or antimony sulfide, and different versions are enhanced by the addition of varying mixes of herbs and oil. To make kohl, a brass or silver vessel is kept overnight above the burning wick of a mud lamp. 2 drops of ghee or castor oil are added to the suit deposited at the bottom of the vessel, and this is then stored in a clean, dry box.
In the mosaic of mirrors, your appearance has caused a mapping of sunbeams through this world of dew. Jewelry has been an obsession with women of all ages and times. The fascination and attachment held by Indian women for ornaments was in no way less during the Mughal age. Various sources, from the accounts of foreign travelers to the vast array of Mughal paintings, reveal the fact that the women of the Mughal court loaded themselves with a large variety of ornaments. The memoirs of foreign, mostly European, travelers collectively reflect what was almost awe for the place that jewels and ornaments held in the lives of Mughal women. Most of them agreed that these were the very joy of their hearts.
Bhangra is a lively form of music that originated in the Punjab region of Southeast Asia. The flavor and history of Bhangra is very closely linked to that of the Punjab, and its lyrics often reflect the long and tumultuous history of the Punjab.
While Bhangra historians speculate that the dance may have originated in the time of the wars with Alexander, no one is sure it existed until about 500 years ago. Around the 14th or 15th century, Punjabi wheat farmers danced and sang songs about village life to help pass the time while working in the fields. With time, these became part of harvest celebrations at Baisakhi, as the sight of their crops growing invigorated the farmers. Bhangra eventually became part of such diverse occasions as weddings and New Year celebrations, but it was initially part of the Baisakhi festival that celebrates the harvest. Baisakhi or Baisakhi marks the beginning of the new spring year and the end of the harvest in India. Baisakhi falls in the Nanak-Shahi calendar on the first day of Baisak and marks the sun entering Mesha Rasi. The birthplace of Bhangra, the Punjab, is a region extending over part of northern India and northeastern Pakistan. Translated, the name Punjab means the land of 5 rivers. The land or region called the Punjab has been invaded and ruled by many different empires and races, including the Aryans, Persians, Greeks, Muslims, and Mongols. The 19th century saw the beginning of British rule, and the individuals who resisted their reign became heroes in the eyes of many.
Finally, the Punjab was partitioned into India and Pakistan as a result of the end of British rule in 1947. Now, this partitioning resulted in a huge migration of Punjabis from India and Pakistan to the UK, which resulted in the emergence of Bhangra in Western clubs and dance halls.
I kind of came on the scene in 1989. Having been influenced and living and been born up in a culture which is very diverse and it's multicultural with all different people, different backgrounds. Obviously, you're picking up different influences. We listen to black music, reggae music, down to hip hop, down to obviously folk, Punjabi folk music.
Rap represents the ultimate expression of attitude in popular culture, provoking even more outrage than rock and roll in the 50s and punk in the 70s. Both the musical and lyrical content of rap still make it anathema to the majority of the public. But there's little doubt that its enormous significance as a social document will be recognized in the future.